there is the Eisenhower Tunnel at over 11,000 foot of elevation. This is the TFL Ike Gauntlet, and this is one of the toughest tests of a pickup's towing ability. From Silverthorne, Colorado to the top of the Eisenhower Tunnel, it's 8 miles of 7% grade. And we're gonna see how each of these new pickups can do it. And to help me is my partner in crime,
Nathan Adlin here.
All right, Nathan, we've got the current Toyota Tundra, we have the brand new Chevy Silverado, and right here is the Ford F-150. So which one do you want to drive?
I want the Chevy because you already got a chance to drive it and I want to drive it.
Fair enough. Coming up next on the Fast Lane Truck, we take on the Ike Gauntlet. Nathan, I see a problem. I'm counting 3 trucks, yet there are only 2 of us.
Yeah, we need another driver.
Yes, and I have just a man for the job. Come on in, Kent.
It's Mr. Truck.
Mr. Truck, Kent Sundling, our expert resident trucker. And Kent, I gave Nathan the choice, so I'm gonna give you the same choice. Which of these 3 pickups do you want to drive?
That's a tough choice, but I'll take the Ford.
So you're a Ford guy, huh?
Well, I like them all.
He's being politically correct. All right, that means I get to drive the Toyota. Obviously, these trucks don't directly compete. We're in a way comparing apples to oranges. This is turbocharged, this is normally aspirated. They all have different gear ratios in the axle, which is also a big issue. But the reason for that, quite frankly, is the manufacturers up here in Colorado won't give us the competing trucks. Isn't that right, Nathan?
That is correct. It's very difficult for us to say we want exactly the same thing and then to have them provided. So we have to make do with what we got.
And this is what we got. All right, guys, my truck has a 5.7 liter V8, which puts out 381 horsepower and, more importantly, 401 pound-foot of torque. Now, there is a bit of a disadvantage in this, that it is not turbocharged like the Ford F-150, but it is powerful, it is reliable, and we'll see how she goes. Why don't you explain to the folks out there what a brake does on the trailer and how it controls it?
Well, the brakes, it's got a gain setting which tells you how much pressure to put on the trailer, but that is how you get brakes to your trailer, through the brake controller. It has a manual override, so if you're in a situation where the trailer's swaying and you can't control it, you can hit the brake controller separately from the truck brakes, which can keep you lined up straight, help you on icy mountain roads. A lot of times you need sway control. Somebody cuts you off on an interstate and the trailer starts swinging, you don't want to grab your brake controller independently of your foot brake.
So let me explain that for all you car folk out there. Basically, the trailer has its own brakes, and when you hit the brakes on the pickup, it also activates the brakes on the trailer. But if you don't have an integrated brake controller, it doesn't do that, which means that
you got to add one.
You got to add one, which is what we did here. And sometimes the trailer can start swaying, and if it's actually built into the pickup, the system, the computer in the pickup knows how to mitigate that by hitting the brakes in the trailer so that it stops swaying.
Right, it does. The ABS computer actually will control all the movement through its X and Y axis. It's a very great system for sway control on bumper pull trailers. It's not such an important deal on a fifth wheel or a gooseneck. Bumper pulls can save your life.
Now you're really confusing them, but the fact is I don't have sway control, so I better be careful.
Yes.
Of course, the most important statistic is how much can the pickup tow, and this Tundra is rated at 9,000 pounds. And yesterday, we took the old 1978 Diamond in the Rough Lincoln Continental, and if you're interested in this, we've done a whole series of videos on it on TFL Car where we're restoring it, and we got it weighed to find out exactly how much the car and the trailer weigh. Check it out now. All right, in order to figure out how much we're exactly towing, we're going to do something very straightforward. We're going to weigh the Lincoln with the pickup, and then we're going to unhook the Lincoln and weigh the pickup, and then we're just going to subtract the first weight from the second weight and get the weight of the old girl on the trailer.
out that way.
Okay, thanks a lot. I'll be right back to get the reweigh. So if you want to be an intern or photographer at the Fast Lane Truck, it's not all about driving crazy fast cars and trucks. It's really about doing the hard work, like unhooking trailers from pickups. Really. Here, I'll help you. All right, so now we reweigh the F-150 and we figure out how much the trailer with the Mark V weighs. Easy peasy.
I got ya.
Thanks, appreciate it. All right, we have the results here. The combined weight of the Ford F-150 and the old Diamond in the Rough is 13,460 pounds, which means if I do the math, that the trailer and the Lincoln weigh 7,120. A very important stat to also know when you're towing is how much does this thing squat, because when the back squats down, the front lifts up, which means you're blinding people. So before we hook up the Lincoln to the Tundra, let's see how high that is. So we're at about 55 inches, and we'll see when we add 7,000 pounds of weight, not on the tongue, but an overall figure, to the Tundra, how much it squats down. How many guys does it take to change a trailer hitch? Well, at least 3 if you're on the Fast Lane Truck.
Safety in numbers.
Спасибо. Okay. Why are we swapping this out?
Is that one adjustable? This hitch goes 10,000 pounds. The other one with the 5,000 pounds. Plus, this is more adjustable. But it's a good heavy-duty hitch. We want to make sure we can handle the tongue weight of this trailer.
Good to have you on board, Ken. Very good to have you on board. That's why we've got Mr. Truck here.
Спасибо. Brake. Just a hair. Whoa, that should do it. Whoa, you slid back again. Yeah, I gotta go forward a couple inches now.
There's so much to this towing.
Yeah. Whoa, stop right there. Emergency brake. You brake first. That's it.
Luckily, we've got Mr. Truck here to make this go pretty seamlessly. And he's got this cool thing on the trailer where you can move it left to right. What's that called?
That's called a side tracker.
A side tracker. Look
Not
at
in
that.
production yet. It's one of the prototypes that I get to play with. So you run the whole trailer sideways. So if you're in a mud puddle or someplace, you can still get it without doing that back and forth 100 times.
That's nice. Well, let's hook her up and let's go do the Ike Gauntlet in the Tundra. Woo!
It's heavy.
I am excited by this prospect of seeing how fast this will go up the hill and how good it will brake going down the hill. Right, let's see how much this thing is squatting down. When it was empty, with no trailer, it was 55 inches. Now it's 52 inches, so 3 inches of squat is what we're getting, which can be a lot more when you think about the fact that the headlights start pointing at the moon. Tunnel going down to Silverthorne, Colorado. So it's a steep grade, next 7 miles.
And do you have a tow mode? Tow haul.
Tow haul. I do have a tow mode.
Because we do need to use grade shifting if we'll need everything we can to slow down.
I am in tow haul mode. So let's see how the Tundra does. So far so good, but then we just got out of the tunnel.
Yeah, we're just coming out of the darkness.
So what does that tow haul button do when you're descending?
Well, it's most of these modern trucks, it actually does grade shifting. So when you're slowing down, if you tap on the brake, it will shift to the next gear if there's enough RPM room not to go against the rev limiter. So if the computers know all that. So if there's room to shift down, it does it for you every time you tap the brake.
Even with this aftermarket brake controller?
Yes, because this is all about the transmission and what the transmission can do to help slow you down. This is the gas engine, so you have some engine braking on the gas engine. You have the throttle that closes, so it's you get a little bit of butterfly action in there to help control the vehicle.
So far, so good. I feel like I'm in control, I feel like it's actually very smooth. I think 55 is a prudent speed, and it's the speed that the traffic, at least the slower towing traffic, is going at.
Center seat sucks.
You're like the nutty child, Nathan. You got stuck in the middle there.
There's like a hump in the center of the seat, so you lift up a little bit, and there's not a lot of support if you're large.
Now we do have a truck runaway ramp up here. Hopefully we won't need that, right, Kent?
That's pretty exciting stuff. If we were a semi, weigh 80,000 pounds, we might make it to the top. At this kind of weight, we would probably fly through the windshield, and a lot of
stops.
Yes, it would stop you so fast. Different things would happen to your body organs.
It's like 4 or 5 feet deep, isn't it? It's like really
or more.
deep.
Yeah, it's very deep. It will stop you faster than you want to stop.
All right, so I'm kind of using the brakes sparingly, trying not to overheat them, but this pickup will pick up speed. You'd like that double pickup there if I let it. I mean, right now we're at 60 miles an hour, and I have to use the brake quite a bit to get us back down to that 55 miles an hour.
Folks are used to driving fast in the mountains that live up here, so they're the ones that are passing you, and the tourists will be driving a little slower. It can be scary going 7-8 miles at 7% grade from 11,000 feet. That can make you nervous if you're not used to it.
And Nathan, if you see any smoke coming out the back there, give me a heads up.
So far, so good.
That's a bad sign, right, Ken? If we get smoke coming out the back of
the... do not want to have smoke. And something like this, too, if you were doing crazy driving too fast and you were to lay on your brakes for a long period of time, besides warping your disc brakes, it would actually boil the brake fluid out of your master cylinder. You could actually lose everything. And then what were you going to do? I guess they got signs that tell you to go on to the next town if you can't stop. To Frisco, I think.
Yeah, I do have this brake controller down here, and you've got it set to what? You said about 5?
Yeah, that's 5 is how I convert it. So yeah, if you don't think the trailer's giving you enough brake, increase the gain, so we're getting a little more brake pressure.
Whoa, look at this guy.
Minivan doesn't drive into the back of that semi.
Whoa, people.
Cut that close.
This is the thing. People just don't understand how tricky it can be to tow, because I don't have the braking power to stop, and this guy just cut right in front of me, and there was nothing I could do about it because I've got 7,000 pounds worth of trailer and Lincoln behind me pushing me down to 7% grade.
Oh, exactly, and that's the problem. You get cars keep crowding in front of you, and you try to allow braking distance, so that's why you want to stay in the right lanes. If you have to, you can do the ditch special. You don't want to do that, but you sure don't want to plow into 3 cars in front of you either.
No, that would be terrible. Terrible. All right, gentlemen, here we are almost at the bottom of the Ike Gauntlet, coming into the town of Silverthorne, Colorado, and we're going to now test the temperature of the brakes to see how much we use them, because that really is, as much as going up is more fun because we get to do a timed run, and it's kind of like, racing. This is really what towing is all about, right? Because if you can't stop this big rig, you're going to do some damage.
That's exactly true. That's the whole safety for you and your family and your other drivers. You've got to have brakes. And this is not like the diesel where you can get an exhaust brake to slow you down. You're expecting the transmission, grade shift, and exhaust brake to do it all for you.
And the Tundra did fine. I think it's...
it's controllable.
Yeah, it's well suited. Let's see if we can get these brakes tested for temperature. Our support crew, Andre the Russian mechanic, is going to come out, and he's going to test the brakes with the laser tester. Here he comes.
I'd go in the park if I were you, so you can ring the steps.
Yeah.
Ага, температуру померить надо. Смотри, 306.
What's the verdict, Andre? Come on over. What's the verdict?
Holy cow, it's toasty. 306 is toasty.
Yeah, go see the back. See if you can get the trailer.
Yeah, because normally it was, 100 was the baseline, was it?
Yeah. So 306 is pretty high.
Ай-яй-яй.
Uh-oh. What's the back run?
How about the trailer?
He's going to get that, too.
We have to change brakes before we take this trailer home.
They're getting all 3 of them.
Трейлер нормально.
All right.
I don't speak Russian.
Come on over here. I'll translate. No worries. All right, Andre, what was the verdict on the rear brakes? That was trailer? Oh, 343.
Yeah, and the trailer is disc, not disc, it's drum.
That's a rear brake.
Oh, on the truck?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And what's the trailer brake?
180.
180. That's
good, because that's regular drums, and these are disc. The truck's disc brakes, they should cool off better because they're
I
vented.
can smell it, yeah. Andre's making
Wow, that
it
is,
stinks sign. All right, now the fastest we've done this is in the Ram 3500, and that was just over 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that this is going to be slower because it's not a heavy duty, and we've got quite a bit of weight for Toyota Tundra. All right, gentlemen, the Ike Gauntlet in the Tundra. We have a over 7,000 pound load. We have Nathan in the back seat and 3 big guys in the pickup. So maybe we're looking more like at 8,000 pounds. And the official Ike Gauntlet starts when we hit the sign. Nathan, you got the stopwatch? All right, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Got it.
I got it floored. Now the question is, can I stay floored all the way up the Ike Gauntlet? So far, there's no traffic. If I hit the speed limit, then that is where I'm going to let up. We're not going to exceed the speed limit.
Oh, that would be fun.
We don't do that.
That's good. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad for the safety behind the wheel. This is good.
Safety every time. That's us.
So it's floored. We're flying. And the speed limit is 60. So I'm at the speed limit, guys.
Sweet.
So far, no problem. But we're not at the steep part yet. It's going to get much steeper the higher we go.
Toyota comes in second with 401 foot-pounds of torque, and that's what's going to be able to hold your weight on the hill.
But we do not have a turbocharger, which means, or dual turbochargers like in the Ford, which means that the air density up here at, let's say we're at about 10,000 right now, that is 30% less power. So how much horsepower does this have?
This is 381.
So take 30%. That's like lopping off 2 cylinders off the engine. We're really towing with the V6 at this point.
Now, what helps us in this truck, which has the lowest axle ratio, it's a 430, which is incredibly low. This one came out with in 2007. I was very impressed by that because the other trucks, we got very high ratios in them. The most common one now is a 355 or 373. Well, 430, semis hardly do 430s anymore, and actually you have to go to a Ford F450 to get a 430 axle ratio. Same way with Ram, you have to go to a 4500 to get a 430. The rest of them can't get that low of an axle ratio. This Toyota has it,
all right, guys,
which should help with that.
I got a semi in front of us, which I'm going to pass. I'm at 60 right now, and I'm still holding 60, and we're getting into the steeper part of the grade. So far, so good. I'm impressed by the torque that this thing is putting out and the power, even at 10,000 foot above sea level.
What's our RPM? Are we close to red line? Or?
We're at 4,000.
Well, we're in good shape.
Yeah, we're in good shape. Uh-oh. My foot is to the floor and we're slowing down.
We found the hump in the road.
Here comes the Ike Gauntlet. She's biting, gentlemen. She's biting. Oh, we're down to 58 miles an hour. My foot is to the floor. Oh.
This is where we're going to stop and get more fuel.
Yeah, we are just holding 60 miles an hour, barely. And the higher we go, the less air density. Because we're going all the way up to 11,000 foot above sea level.
Yeah, 60 miles. If you're holding 60, we're actually doing pretty good. Are you holding 50 now?
60, it's still holding 60.
That's
4,000 RPM.
It's not a bad run.
We are holding the RPM. Oh my. But you can tell this truck is struggling for power. What's our time, Nathan?
So far, 248.
248. Now, we did it in the Ram in just over 10 minutes. Of course, we were towing a 17,000 pound trailer.
We're in the rig, man.
So it's not exactly apples to apples. But I'm impressed. I mean, if you can maintain the speed limit going up one of the steepest grades in all of America, which this is actually.
On an interstate, exactly.
Yeah,
on an interstate, this is as good as it gets.
This is as steep as it gets.
Hey, can you explain the ratios? Because some people don't understand the difference of 410 or 301, whatever.
Well, it helps the engine when the engine is like in direct drive, which now we already have direct drive. It's a 1-to-1 ratio to the rear axle. So what it amounts to is how many revolutions that back axle goes compared to the engine RPM. So if the engine turns over 4 times and the back axle turns over, I think it's 1 time, that's the 410 rear end, the 400 rear end. which we call them 410. That's where they end up at. But that's what it is. It's the amount of revolutions, engine versus revolutions in your pinion, your rear differential. So if the engine turns more revolutions and less on the differential, that gives it that helps with the torque. That actually gives you the towing ability because you're not pulling the engine down.
The negative part of that is that you start losing your efficiency when you're driving dry, right?
Exactly. Usually you'll end up at a higher RPM, so you lose the fuel efficiency for sure.
Oh, it's getting steeper. You hear that engine?
It dropped out again.
Yeah. Oh, it's struggling.
I think we're in second gear.
Yeah, it's really struggling. Well, we're passing slower trucks too.
We're about to come up to a slow truck.
Yeah,
I wish we could see which gear we were in because that's nice to see.
This one doesn't show you guys. I have to move over to the fast lane now to maintain the full throttle here. Otherwise, we're going to have to let off. We lost a little bit of momentum, but I have to keep it. And now I'm in the fast lane.
You feel right at home here, don't you?
I do, yeah. I'm in the fast lane because we got a bunch of slower trucks up here. The idea is to keep it full throttle all along, so I did lift there once, but it was briefly. But that's the facts of traffic. The only other choice, of course, would be loose at midnight, which would be a bit more less traffic, but it wouldn't look good on film. No.
All we'd see is us sitting here, whether we're nervous or not nervous, sweating or not sweating, I guess. Because it would be kind of scary coming
it just
downhill.
jumped up. Yeah, it doesn't tell you what gear you're in. So
I'm pretty sure that's third gear.
That's third, yeah. So we were in second there. Now we're in third.
Yeah, that's about normal.
Now we're in third.
Right.
I'm going to put it back in automatic.
It's doing well, actually. I'm surprised it's doing this well.
There was a girl sitting by the side of the road playing
guitar with the hood up.
I don't think we're going to stop and give her a tip. I don't know what her purpose was there.
Yeah, let's turn around.
I wonder what she's playing.
Maybe some of the truckers would be going slow. They could pull over and give her a tip.
All right, guys. Sure. Third gear, floored, 55 miles an hour. Now we're slowing down. Now we are officially slowing down. And it's slowing down more. I can feel it.
Yeah, that loss of momentum cost us.
Yeah, it's the girl next to the guitar.
Yeah, we got to stop watching the girls.
That was good.
Come on, let's go.
We just crossed 6 minutes.
Yeah, and here comes the Nissan Rogue passing us on the right.
It's not towing anything, so.
Pedal to the metal, guys. Pedal to the metal.
Wide open throttle.
All right, let me look at the temperatures. So far, oil temperature is good. Water temperature is good. Transmission temperature is good. But this...
we're not straining anything. We're doing good.
No, with the engine straight, you can hear it.
Well, yeah, it's set RPMs. That's gas engines. That's the difference. Gas engines will run at higher RPMs. That's how they're designed. Their torque band's higher than what a diesel. A diesel kick in, say, 14 to 1,800 RPMs. These won't kick in to, above 3,000.
It got back up to 60 when we kicked down to second gear, but now in third gear, it's slowing down again. All right, Nathan.
Let's do it. So we're at 7:20 right now.
All right, we're coming up to the finish of the Ike Gauntlet. When you see the stoplights, Nathan, hit that stop button and give us the results.
You got it. Which stoplights?
You'll see them.
Okay.
There's only one set of stoplights.
Okay.
So luckily I can pass this guy without lifting.
I think we go down to 2 lanes, don't we?
Yeah, that's why I'm moving over.
Yeah.
And pretty soon you'll see the stoplights. So we're at 55, floored all the way, still slowing down.
That sign there said vehicles over 26,000 GVW. It didn't say combined weight ratings.
You see the stoplights, Nathan?
Yes.
that is the finish of the Ike Gauntlet.
We'll get there in the next 5 minutes?
I think so. Here we go. Second gear. And so we can honestly say that in this pickup, you could not maintain the speed limit going up the Ike Gauntlet, towing.
It was pretty close, though.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was close. We're at 53. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Now! What is the time?
8 minutes, 13 seconds.
8 minutes, 13 seconds is the official time for the Tundra towing the old girl Lincoln Continental up the Ike Gauntlet. Here, let me give that to you. I'll put you closer.
I can't go.
There you go, guys. There's the official time. Of course, a huge part of towing is how much fuel you use, and we did reset the fuel gauge when we started. Nathan, what do you think we averaged on that round trip up and down the Ike Gauntlet?
It had to be under 15.
It was. Take a guess, Kent.
I would guess under 8, even though we're going downhill half the time.
Nathan.
9?
9.4 mpg on the Ike Gauntlet.
It's not bad.
That's not bad,
No, it's not. For gas engines, it's not bad, because they do run at higher RPMs. They're made to suck fuel for power.
9.3 now. As precise as these gauges are, which is somewhat precise. I'm sure there is, give or take some percentage in there. So 9.4.
Yeah,
That
they
is
used
the
to be
number.
all 10% off. Now they are much better. Ford used to be the worst.
Ага, похолодало немножко.
183. So we cooled off over 100 degrees going up the Ike Gauntlet. Nathan, what was that time again?
That was 8.13.
8.13. That is the time to beat. And are you ready to beat it, Kent?
Yes, we'll see if that twin turbo makes a difference.
All right, so next time on the Fast Lane truck, we're going to take the Ford F-150 EcoBoost up the Ike Gauntlet and see if it can beat the Tundra. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Roman
And Nathan.
And Kent.
Mr. Truck saying so long. See you next time.